For the last couple days, I've been hearing nothing but rumors about Kairi Sane possibly returning at Backlash. And honestly, I'm just thinking, cool. It's going to be cool to see her at Backlash. And I've seen multiple AI photos of Kairi Sane having this R-Truth 2.0 moment. But, after that happens, what's going to happen after that? I mean, I'm going on this doom scroll, and I'm just seeing, this is what I was talking about right here. But, I was just thinking, like, after that return, then what? And this isn't me being negative or anything. This is just me thinking ahead. I made the same video about when Dave Meltzer lied on Kairi Sane and saying that she wanted to go back to Japan, so she was granted her release. And then she came out and said, "No, I was fired. I would never walk away from my friends and coworkers." After she gets back, then what? Like, are we gonna finally see a payoff between her and Asuka leading to a pay-per-view? Because Io is in the picture now. Io took over, but without Kairi. So if she does return at Backlash, then what? I mean, it's not really something that the fans are thinking about. The fans just want to see who they want to see in the company, but the company doesn't do anything good with them. I mean, Asuka's been feeling extremely insignificant because even when Kairi was taking the pins in one-on-one matches, Asuka was taking the pins. So I'm just kind of confused as to why people aren't really thinking like me. And I'm not saying that I'm the smartest dude in the world, but I'm just saying, if a company fails a superstar, why would you want them back in the company after they're gone, after they got fired? And then on top of that, even if she comes back, she's probably gonna have to take a pay cut. And so then not only will she be a great talent who's not being paid what she's worth, she'll be a great talent who's not being booked what she's worth. But it's all just for the pop and for the fans who just want to see her back in the company one more again. And then they'll probably get tired of her, or what will happen is the fans will say that, yeah, she's not being booked, she's being ruined, she should have stayed away. Yeah, you think? Not everybody's meant for WWE. WWE can't book Japanese people. I don't understand why people don't understand that. Look what happened to Asuka. Ever since Asuka's return, she's felt extremely average. She hasn't felt like the badass dominant force that she was at one time, because they just stopped taking care of her and her character. So, yeah, Kairi coming back at Backlash. Because all the public backlash. Yeah, but look what they're doing to Truth, man. That's what I keep asking myself. Like, why don't these people understand that going back to WWE would not be good for Kairi? Triple H can't book women on the shows, and also he didn't book any women to wrestle on the show before Backlash. So what do you think is going to happen when Kairi gets to Backlash? And then there's going to be another public backlash when Kairi gets ruined. R-Truth has been doing nothing but talking about balls, scrotums, shining up Nick Aldis's balls, Kit Wilson's camel toe, and now he's in a random tag match. Now he's in a random tag team with Damian Priest, who they didn't have anything for. Now they're tag team champions, but that doesn't mean anything because half the tag teams are gone. So they're in a dead tag division with meaningless tag championships that don't even get defended on pay-per-views. But R-Truth is doing good, says the fans, because he's back in the company. I don't understand this mindset that WWE and AEW are the end-all be-all. People act like WWE is the only wrestling promotion in the entire world. I don't understand this mindset. I guess it's because if you grow up with something, then, it's the end-all be-all. But to pretend like Kairi's going to be taken care of after she gets back and turns on Asuka, and then they have this story. Hell, they might drag this story out to the point where people don't care about it anymore. I mean, they did the same thing to Otis and Chad, and did the same thing to the Vision. They did the same thing with the MJFs, as I call them, the MFTs. They're not going to be like this Kairi thing is not going to go well after they run out of ideas, because that's what Triple H H does, and the rest of creative who, are there to be creative, but then they don't have anything for the stars. So instead of firing the creative who aren't creative because they don't even watch wrestling, they just fire the stars. I don't understand this mindset. WWE and AEW are not the only companies that exist in the universe. If Kairi Sane wants to go back to Japan, that's cool. Pretty sure she'll be handled there a lot better because she was back in 2022 when she was the first ever women's IWGP champion, putting on matches with Mercedes Moné and then some. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. This whole, oh my gosh, we're gonna get Kairi, and the justification of having Io and Kairi and Asuka, and then saying, oh my gosh, we're probably going to see a triple threat. But why would there be a triple threat when I've seen somebody say I've seen multiple people say there's going to be a triple threat between Asuka, Kairi, and Io. But if Io was trying to be Kairi's friend because she was being assaulted and whatever by Asuka, then why would she have beef with Io if she got back to face Asuka? Because Asuka was the people. I don't know. I don't think people want things to make sense. They just want to see who they want to see back in the company, and that does more harm than good because you just ruin someone's stock like that and someone's interest just because you want to see them every Monday be misused and mishandled. What was Kairi doing every single week? They even got pulled off Mania because they knew they were going to fire Kairi. So I'm not understanding why people want to see her at Backlash so bad. We wanted R-Truth out Money in the Bank. We got him, and he was ruined. He had a serious character, and then he was taken off TV, and then he got turned back into a goofball. And now he's calling Danhausen and Asuka, having meaningless exhibition matches for the tag titles because they have no stories. And then R-Truth is just mediocre and average when it comes to his character presentation with Damian Priest because the tag team division is dead, and no one's there because everyone's being fired and having no stories. Not really sure. It's only delusion till it works. I think the only delusion here is that Kairi needs to come back to WWE because they're not going to do anything significant with her. 50-50 chance. Yeah, I mean, if that's what they want, nobody can stop it. But I don't know, man. I just don't see what good, long-term good that can come from Kairi coming back. Because it's clear that they're just going to run out of ideas. It's clear that they're just going to run out of ideas. But that's just me personally. But, yeah. That's about it.